Hello, welcome to yet another interesting tutorial on your favorite YouTube channel, Crownmatrix Technologies Limited. And on today's tutorial, I'll be walking you through the new application we developed for Taraba e-result transmission system. As you can see, this is the logo. It was proudly developed by Crownmatrix Technology Limited, and the system is very fast, secure, and accurate when it comes to result transmission. These are the key features of this particular platform. Number one is secure and transparent. So the system is very secure and transparent, end-to-end encryption and audit trials for all result submissions. So everything that's done on the system follows an algorithm, and this particular algorithm is carefully designed to checkmate any error that might occur during result transmission. And we also have a real-time update. Anytime a result is uploaded from a polling unit, it gets to the site immediately and users can view the result without any interruption. And there's also a QR verification button that you can use to verify if the result is valid or a scam. So once you click on that QR verification code and it says the result is invalid, basically you know it is not from us. Someone might have tampered with the system. Alright, so even though it's a bit difficult to tamper with the system because of the end-to-end encryption, now here we have two major buttons that helps every viewer to gain access to the result portal. Now you have the first button tag view result and the other button tag statistics. Now when you click on view result, you'll be able to view results based on polling unit and also based on different election type. You can see here, you can as well sort the election here. Let's say we want to go with presidential election 2023, and which of the local government. I want to go with Jalingo local government, and the ward, I don't know, let's go with corner ward. Alright, so which of the polling units you can look for? Let me say Nokai Primary School 1. Okay, so let me search. Alright, in searching we have one particular entry here. We have the election title is 2023 presidential election. The local government is Jalingo ward corner, polling unit this, and the total number of accredited voters is 70,000. Valid votes 38,560. Rejected 1,999. While the total of the vote casted was 40,559. So it was submitted on May 23rd, 2026 at around 12:28 p.m. So if you still want to view detail about this result, you can click on view here and you will see the detail of this particular result. You are going to see that the election title is presidential election, while the election type is presidential, local government, this and that. And you can see the voting summary here. You can get all this detail for you. Then when you go towards the party votes, you will see which of the party is leading in this election. As you can see, All Progressive Congress won with the total vote of 28,428, which is about 73.72%, down to Social Democratic Party SDP with a 22 vote, and that is 0.06% of the total vote of 100. Alright, so you can see the QR code here. Once I click on verify online, if the result is authentic, it will show me. Yeah, you can see this is the verification code. This is the verification code that was assigned to this particular result, and you can see this result has been verified and is authentic. So you can still go back to view the result if you want, and you can still go back to results here. And once you're back to the result, you have all the results available, those that were uploaded. And now back to home again, we are going to move into the second button, which is the statistics button. When you click on statistics button, you should be able to see election statistics based on the election type. The first election type is 2023 presidential election, followed by the senatorial election, House of Representative election, governorship election, State House of Assembly election, local government chairmanship election, councillorship election, and so many elections if you want to list them up. Now looking at the first two samples here, we have the presidential election. You can see currently vote is just casted in Jalingo local government alone, and we have a total vote of 38,560 in this particular category, and other local government are still not yet done with their compilation. So you can see even though Jalingo has casted, you can see the margin between these parties. APC is leading with 28,428 votes, and you can see LP followed by LP down to PDP and the rest of the parties. As you can see, only one result has been submitted out of the 16 local government, or out of the 3,592 polling unit or 97 polling unit, only one has been submitted. So once all of those results have been submitted and collated from all the local governments, you're going to see all of them here, and it will show you the total number of polling unit that we're able to submit for this particular election type. Now going to the next one, which is the senatorial election, same thing that follows suit. You can see APC is still leading in this particular place. We have a total number of 319 rejected votes, which we tag as invalid vote. So this is it. It's going to show you everything, both the total casted vote and every other thing that you need to know about the election, including LGA performance and so on and so forth. So this is how the statistics work, and this is the e-transmission result. Now we're going to go into the administrative dashboard. Alright, so here you can see that we have successfully logged in as admin, and in our admin system overview, we currently have 16 local government. We have one agent, one contestant, and 169 weights. Now what is happening here is that every contestant, that's every candidate who is contesting for any position, will be given a login detail to monitor their result, to monitor their election at the comfort of their own house. This particular system has a way of giving each candidate their own unique login detail so that they'll be able to have access to it. While the agents, each polling unit is going to have an agent. So if we are going to have an agent for each of these polling unit, you can see the total number of polling unit captured is 3,597. So each polling unit will have one particular representative. So for us to cover the entire Taraba state, we need at least 3,597 agents. And you can see the total number of election that's currently running on the system is 7. Then result that was collated or submitted is just 2. So once you enter your contestants dashboard, you should be able to report any situation. Now that situation is going to appear here under the pending complaints. So as an admin, you will also be able to see all activities that is done, including the IP address that was used to access the system, any other person that signed into the system, and so on and so forth. So you can see here admin updated the election title at around May 25th, 2026 at 11:46 a.m., which was today. So you can see all these details were done today. Admin created an agent. He also created a contestant. So you can see this was done at this particular time. And now when you go to location, with this you can also add other locations. In case there's an additional local government, you can capture the local government. If there's an additional ward, you can capture the ward. If there's an additional polling unit, you can capture the polling unit as well. So when you click on LGA, you should be able to see total number of LGAs available in the state, as well as their LGA code. So you can see this is 001020304 LGA 08 down to 16. So if there's a mistake, you click on edit and you should be able to do that. If you want to add new, you click on add new, you add the LGA and the LGA code. That is it. So for the word, you also do the same thing. You can see we have a total number of 169 words. So you can see each of these words are actually captured and arranged alphabetically for easy understanding. Okay. So when you go back to polling unit, you click on polling unit. So we also have other polling unit here. You can see these are all the polling units in Taraba State. Okay, so each of these polling units have a unique polling unit ID which is attached to each of them. Now going to users agents, these are people that are assigned to capture results from various polling units, and you can see this particular agent's name is Crownmatrix Tech. The agent email address is this, agent code is this, and you can see the polling unit that was assigned to this particular agent is this. So this particular agent cannot perform any exercise outside his own polling unit. So that is why it's very important for every agent to ensure they are at their own polling unit to provide adequate result during transmission. Now when you go to contestants also, you should be able to see contestants that were captured. You can see this particular contestant, Jason Jaffred Guardian, his email address, and the election he's participating in is the presidential election, and is under the party of the All Progressive APC. Now you can see that's position 1. If they are having other contestants who are maybe, let's say, someone from the senatorial and so on and so forth, 2, 3, 4 like that until you get to the bottom. Right, so that is how they are. So if you click on agents, you want to add new agent, you click on create agents, you fill in the name of the agent, you assign local government to the agent. Let's say you want to pick Sadona this time around, you want to pick Groje, and in this Groja you can search for any polling unit, or you can open this and select any polling unit of your choice. So you can see all these are different polling unit in Groje. So you can see my Samari Market, my Samari Tasha, my Hula Village, and so on. So if I want to assign to this particular polling unit, you can see the polling unit and the code. So you can actually do that. You can search, you can also just click and pick up the polling unit and create. So it's as easy as this. So election type also here, when you look at elections, you can also edit their title. You can also create new election. If you want to create new election, you click on create. You will fill in the name of the election here. You pick up which of this particular category does the election belongs to, because these are basically all the elections that are anchored by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and so that is why it is captured and stated on the system. You tell us when the election is going to come up, and also you can see active, is it upcoming, is it completed, is it cancelled, and so on. You tell us the reason while you're creating this, and you click create, and automatically to be added to the list of elections. Now for party, there's an additional party. You can also add up this party to this particular list, and you can see these are the current parties we have on this particular list. If you want to edit anything, you click on edit, and you edit the party, edit the color, and you choose the color that is suitable for that particular party. Complaints, if there's any complaint from any contestant, the complaint is going to appear here, and you should be able to solve the issue as an admin. You can also create new complaint if you want to actually submit. Who are you submitting? What type of complaint do you want to make? Let's say maybe irregularities and so on. So you can put in the name of the complainant and so on, the email. Then you load the location where this complaint is coming from, but it's though optional. Now when you go to reports, you can export the result. You can export the statistics of this particular election. Then you submit it. You can export it in form of PDF. You can export it in form of Excel file. You can export it in form of CSV. If I click on PDF, you should be able to see the result that was transmitted. So you can see Taraba e-result election results report. Okay. And here you can see what's happening. Here we have polling units, the title of the election, the polling unit, and so on and so forth, the total number of votes casted, and so on. So you can print as PDF if you want it. Alright, so in the audit here, which is here, you can actually see all the activities that are done and every issue that was recorded on the system. You should be able to see them all. When you click on settings, this is where you should be able to set up how many gigabyte do you want the agents to upload per result. So you can set it up here, and you set the title and every other thing. How many seconds should they wait before it becomes invalid? If the site is under maintenance, you check it back to maintenance, and that is the responsibility of the admin. So let's go to agents here. I'm going to pick this particular email address. I have successfully logged in as an agent. You can see here this particular agent have submitted 2 results, and 7 are still active. And one good thing about this is that once you submit any result, you cannot resubmit another under that same election. Let's say for example you submitted in your own polling unit, you submitted a result for presidential election, you cannot submit another result again for presidential election. It is once, and the option for that particular one will be deleted completely from your site. Now if you go to my result, you can see senatorial and presidential. Now these 2 results are not expected to be in the new data capturing form. So let's see if they're still there. That means there's an issue with the system, but if they're not there, it means the system is working the way it's supposed to be. So when I go to submit result, let's see, when we open this, you should see that we only have state house of representative, governorship, state house of assembly, local government chairmanship, and council. No more senatorial and presidential. So once this result, now I'm going to submit this, which is house of representative. I'm going to submit this, and the polling unit, you can't edit it because you have been assigned to this particular polling unit, so it is automatic. Now here I'm going to say this person has 78 votes, this one has 9,789 votes, ABGA is having 900 votes, LP is having 100 votes, this is having 70 votes, NMPP is having 20 votes, PDP is having 1,290 votes, this is having 90, this is having 65, this is having 34. So please, this is actually a demo. I'm not saying they actually had these particular scores. They can have more than this, they can have less than this. So this is just a demo. I'm just doing this a demo. Now here you can see summary of the result. You can see total valid vote, which was calculated from the entry here, is 12,428, and the total casted vote is 12,428. So now it is a duty of the agent to enter the accredited voters. Accredited voters should be more than the numbers of total votes. So I think we're going to put it 20,000 here, and then the numbers of invalid, they only got 267 invalid vote. So once you have 267 invalid vote, what happens to this total vote is that it joins or add up sum what is here plus this and add it here. That is how it is done. So it's sum what is here plus what is here and add it here, while this one is calculated from the total number of votes casted. Here you can see them here, valid vote. These are valid vote. Then invalid vote are those votes that were supposed to be added to this, but they are not, because they are all invalid during counting. So the total number of valid vote plus invalid or rejected votes is equal to the total vote casted, and these are done calculated automatically by the system. The only thing you need to do is to enter this and also enter this value. So you now upload a copy of the result. So let's say this is the copy of the result. Now you have to confirm that yes, what you're doing is true, because once you don't confirm, the button will remain inactive. So you confirm and you click submit. Once you click submit, it's going to show you results submitted successfully, QR code. This is a QR code for verification. You click OK, and automatically that result is uploaded, and the status is locked. That means the result is locked. You cannot edit it again. There's no way you can edit this. You can only view it. If you click on view, you should be able to view the result you just uploaded. As you can see, this is the result that was uploaded, and then this is the total accredited voters. We have 20,000. As you can see, 20,000 that was inserted that time when we were capturing the result, and the page is still loading. You would have seen your QR code here, and you know it's generating the QR code. Actually, that's why it's taking a bit, because this result is valid. So you can see the result is locked, and so on and so forth. So everything is working the way it should be. Now you can see verified result, and this is the QR code value. So I can go back to view my result, and we have our QR code here active. So this is how the agents work with their own result. Okay, now I'm still going back to the admin dashboard here. I'll go to contestants. Let's see what happens in contestant. This particular person is in the presidential race, so I'm not expecting him to see any result outside the presidential race, except maybe he goes to general result view checker, general result checker. But if it is in his dashboard, he should still remain under the presidential election. So I'm not expecting this particular candidate to see any result outside presidential election. All right, so as you can see here, this is the dashboard. He doesn't have any complaint, and there's no any complaint that is pending, and there's no any resolve complaint also. So the admin didn't resolve anything. He didn't send any complaint. So let's see view result. You can see view result here. Once you click on it, you should be able to see presidential election. Very good. So you can see presidential election, and this is it from this particular polling unit. This is how many votes he got. If there are other elections too, he will be able to see the total number of votes, so that he will keep track of all these records before viewing his data statistics. Okay, so if there's anything he wants to submit, he can submit. Maybe from here, view result here, he calculated that, okay, if they say total accredited voters is 70,000, valid vote is this and that, then they now calculated, he added these two values, it's not up to this, then he can submit a complaint. Submitting a complaint, he goes to dashboard, submit complaint, and here the complaint he can only submit is under his category of election. He cannot submit complaint under another category of election, and his party is also permanent here. You can see this is 2023 presidential election, and you can see All Progressive Party. Then you can see the local government. He can choose the local government he wants to actually make complaint to. So for now, we didn't populate the ward and the polling unit because complaint is currently under development. Okay, so as you can see, but the person can actually send complaint. You can also upload evidence. If there's any evidence he thinks he has, he can actually upload them, and these are the valid allowed format or extension. We have .jpg, JPEG, PNG, and PDF. So these are the valid and most accepted document format. So for now, every contestant will have access to their own result, and if they want to see the general result, a contestant needs to log out and view results. So we added one more result. So you can see, so this is the other result that was added here. We just added this particular one, 20,000 accredited voters. So this is the other result that was added, and you can sort this result and reset everything. Let's say, for example, this was longer, this is House of Assembly, then I pick this, then I pick this, and I search. You know, there's no any result available in this particular location, so I can reset. Once I reset, everything falls back to normal. So that is how simple it is to use the system with the help of your agents, contestants, and the admin. So if there's any other question you want to ask, kindly feel free to drop a comment, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this particular YouTube channel.